text here. Also, we're going to run through some of the questions quick here. Fabio, can you give us kind of a little bit of a breakdown of the Brazilian tax structure for as people are importing goods, what that looks like? Or are taxes high? Are they low? Give us a little bit of a snapshot of that if you can.
Well, this is a little bit complicated. I don't want to bore everyone with these details. So, rule of the thumb, if you consider like the average import duties is approximately 13%, that's the average. At the end of the day, your product is going to reach the is going to leave customs costing approximately 80% above the FOB price. This could be considered very, very high, but if you consider how local taxes are calculated, the same product manufactured in Brazil is going to, let's say, leave the plant in Brazil for 100, let's say, coins, and it's going to be sold for 150. So when you compare an imported good, it will leave the US for 100, and then it will reach the final buyer for 180. So that's the 30% that I was talking about. So our taxes are on top of each other. So you calculate. So you have the cost of shipping to Brazil, then you add the import duties, and then you start adding local taxes, and that multiplies and reaches 80%. So in a nutshell, that's how it works. But if you want to have the breakdown of each cost, then you have to go to a freight forwarder like Scarborough and then ask for details and how. And the most important thing is not to make a mistake in how to put the right harmonized code to your product. And they are specialists in doing that because they have a local person here in Brazil. And I always recommend to exporters that use companies that have a local agent operating in ports or airports in Brazil, because at the end of the day, that person is going to be responsible in clearing the goods. If they make a mistake, that's going to be on his or her shoulder to clear the product in an efficient way. So if this is really not an easy game, so you have to rely on the right people for the right job. So that's why we always recommend to use experienced freight forwarders and companies that can clear the customs in an efficient way without any hassle or any surprise to you or your clients. I see that many people are looking at penalties and are thinking about the penalties that may be charged, and this is really something very problematic that if you don't deal with companies like Scarborough, you may end up in trouble.
All right. Thank you.